In the Know, a radio program talking to the newsmakers in Ogle, Lee, DeKalb counties and beyond, keeping you in the know. Here's your host, Charles Van Horn.
Good morning and happy Sunday morning. I'm Charles Van Horn. Another edition of In the Know, talking to folks in and around the community. Joining us in studio, Mr. Joe Drought. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. Glad to have you here. Busy weekend for you. Lots of activities going on. And congratulations also, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
This past week, a brand new blessing in the family.
Yes, our first grandchild.
Oh, that's amazing to hear. So that's incredible. But we're going to talk about a lot of things you do in the community. You are a very busy boy sometimes.
So, yeah, pretty much.
You wear many hats in and around the community for a number of different veterans associations and groups and things. So let's just go back in time to a young Joe. When did you get involved in military service? What branch did you go into?
Well, I went into the United States Army in September of 1980, 81, and really spent 8 years of active duty during two separate tours, and then a year and a half in the reserves. I was in the military police corps.
Ah, okay. And you know, spending that much time in service to the country in the military, you pick up some habits, I'm sure. What is one thing that you learned in your times of service that you still do that makes other people look at you like, why did you do that to your shoes? Because everyone always picks up a habit, is my understanding.
Well, there really are so many, and a lot of it has to do with really just kind of being disciplined and caring about your appearance and the job that you do. If the job's worth doing, it's worth doing right. Mm-hmm. And probably the biggest thing, though, that I think I got out of my military service was, finding out, learning how to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And all that means, whether it's, weather or work or stress or attacks that may be coming your way, that kind of thing. So you just learn to deal with all of the situations and focus on the task at hand.
Let's talk about the hard work you do for one organization and the big deal you guys have going on with the Queen of Hearts. First off, the Queen of Hearts, how amazing, how successful that is for you guys. It's been
pretty amazing. We've been very blessed with the community's involvement and really are participating in it. And really, it's been a lot of luck that the games have gone for as long as they have and built the jackpot up to a huge amount.
Now, you can tell me just off to the side here, nobody else needs to know. Where is the Queen right now?
If I knew, I'd be worth an awful lot of money right now. So.
You just can't tell me?
No, I can't. No.
Okay, well,
it's not that I don't want to, Charles. It's I really don't know.
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 54.
Yeah, it's one of those. I promise you that.
Fantastic. Joe Drought joining us in studio. Let's talk about, first of all, what's your title there, by the way?
Currently, I'm the commander until probably another couple of weeks yet.
Yeah.
We have a new commander coming in. Dennis Orlikowski will be our commander coming. He's been elected and installed, but it takes effect after the state commander is installed, which is, I think, June 8th. Yeah. So then this next year, I'll be the quartermaster, which is basically the finance person for the organization. And I'm still the adjutant, which is a glorified word for secretary. So.
Right there at the VFW, you guys have obviously events going on all the time. It's a lot of work to keep that machine going, and you guys do need new members. What are some of the struggles that those types of organizations are having right now?
Well, our biggest struggle, and before I even go into that, I just want to say, all of the things that we do, we accomplish that because we have fabulous employees.
Yeah.
Our club operations manager, Robin Ganaris, she's just fantastic at putting together events and running the day-to-day operations. Our bartenders, our cook, all the people that we have, our housekeepers, all the people that we have working for us just do a bang up job. They do a great job for us. We couldn't do any of it without them. The bigger challenge is, you can get back to the membership thing. The bottom line is that we have members that we're burying, quicker than we were getting new members in. We're working on it. We've actually had some success lately of getting newer and younger members in, and really excited about how they might get involved. But it can be challenging for younger veterans that to join an organization. They've got young families. They're focusing on career and those kinds of things, and maybe they have in their mind that the VFW, that's just where a bunch of old guys go and sit down, drink beer, and talk about their service time.
Yeah,
and that what we call our canteen, the bar, that's just our business operation to be able to keep the building open and functioning, and for us to be able to do good things in the community, and to do good things for veterans. So that's just a business operation, and we have a whole lot more going on. We're trying to do a whole lot even above that. So,
if you are a younger veteran, maybe you served in the Middle East, Afghanistan, things like that, and you want to join the VFW, what are some things that the VFW can provide other than just being a place where there's cold ones?
First off, kind of one of the things that I enjoy as a veteran is just to be around other veterans.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not for the lack of want from a civilian side. We enjoy a tremendous amount of support at this time in our history, which maybe wasn't there for like the Vietnam era veterans. I mean, those guys and gals coming home from service overseas really bore the brunt of some hostility from our nation, and all of us veterans after that have enjoyed a different story as far as support. But having walked the walk that we have and gone and served, and there's no service without sacrifice. You're sacrificing something. Personally, I found it to be military life was quite enjoyable. Even the toughest parts, it sucked at the moment and was not ideal. But you get on the other side of that, you're like, I lived through that, and I enjoyed it. But still, you become a different person than you were.
Yeah,
and not everybody can understand what you've been through or walk through other than other veterans, so the opportunity just to be around other veterans, even if you're not sitting down there drinking and talking about your military experiences, you're around people that understand you, that know, that have been through the same type of life and training and experiences that you have. So
let's talk about another kind of support, another organization you're with, and one that's near and dear to my heart. I always try to support it whenever I can. It's the Veterans Assistance Commission. It is an amazing asset for Ogle County in getting benefits to those who have served our country and have done so much and may not know how to get through all the hoops and the hurdles.
Right. So the Veterans Assistance Commission of Ogle County is really relatively new in its current configuration.
Yeah.
We've grown in the last year and a half to 2 years, and have really been focusing on outreaching to veterans within our county. Prior to that, it was kind of like a half-time person.
Yeah. There
wasn't a lot of levied funds that were put towards that, and veterans weren't being served.
No.
So the commission is made up of it's supposed to be 2 individuals from each veteran service organization. So every VFW, every American Legion, AMVETS, Disabled American Veterans within the county are supposed to send 2 delegates to the commission and to serve and to make decisions on how we operate, how we outreach, how we help veterans get their benefits. So in the last couple of years, we've had a full-time superintendent and veteran service officer at the Veterans Assistance Commission, and we're focused on, and we have since hired a couple of other veteran service officers and a secretary to be able to answer the phone. There's a lot going on. We have estimated 3,600 veterans within Ogle County, and since our current superintendent Luz Gilkey has been on board, she has entered more than 800 into the system, and not all of those are seeking claims for disabilities, but many of them are. And previous to that, they weren't being.
And she's a veteran herself, so it's not like you're dealing with somebody who doesn't know what the military process is like.
Absolutely,
she has seen it too,
and she's been a veteran service officer for many years. We lured her over here from DeKalb County. And she just does a fabulous job in getting veterans benefits. Yeah, she's retired Army.
Yeah, and if you are a veteran and you think you may get some of the benefits, you've done some of the paperwork on your own, still check in with the VAC because you're probably missing something.
You may be missing something. They have the experience of submitting claims and looking at what you might be eligible to receive and submitting it in a way that speaks the VA's language.
Yeah.
And so, one of the things that, I'm a recent recipient of a VA disability rating. I held off for decades after my service to put anything in because I kind of felt that, even though I served my time and I did some time in Korea, and I had some rough experiences at some of those assignments, I was not a part of a larger campaign, larger, like our troops that have gone over to Iraq and Afghanistan. And I always kind of had in the back of my mind that maybe I didn't want to apply for disability on any of the injuries that I received when I was in, because I might be taking something away from those men and women who are coming back from direct conflict and missing limbs or traumatic brain injuries or PTSD or whatever they might be experiencing. I didn't want to take anything away from them, and really it's through my involvement and talking with other veterans and through my involvement with the VAC and at the VFW where I've really kind of learned that we all have those. Maybe some of those injuries that later on in life really kind of get magnified, and you're not taking anything away. The Veterans Affairs is there to help all veterans, and you're not taking anything away.
If you are a veteran and maybe aren't aware of maybe every single program, maybe you've done poking around on the internet on your own, let the VAC help you.
Yeah, they can. If nothing else, they can look over to see that you've got everything. But they have the experience. They've been through this numerous times. They go through extensive training and continuous training to make sure that they're on top of what the VA is looking for and how to best get the benefits for veterans.
And let's talk about the activities happening tomorrow for Memorial Day. A lot of ceremonies and events happening. Parade in downtown Rochelle. I believe stepping off at 9.
Yeah, well, we start earlier than that. We'll be getting flags out of our building. So we have over 500 memorial flags that were flags that have draped a veteran's coffin that families have donated to us. We mount them on a wooden pole, and on Memorial Day, 7 o'clock in the morning, we will start getting those flags out of our building and going to the 3 cemeteries that we're responsible for here. And there are flag locations that will line the perimeter of those cemeteries, or at least a portion of the perimeter. So we'll be probably putting out over 360 flags on Monday morning early. Then the parade starts at 10 o'clock. If you're a unit that wants to be in the parade, we'll start lining up at 9:30. The parade starts at 10 o'clock. It takes the normal route. We'll be lining up at 6th Street and 6th Avenue is the starting point, which is where the VFW vehicle and float will be. We lead. We lead the parade. Well, the police car is right in front of us. They're the number 1 unit. We're the number 2 unit.
And this will then go around town a little bit and then get to the cemetery where there's a ceremony there.
Right. It'll wind up at Lawn Ridge Cemetery probably about 10:45, and then we'll start at 11 o'clock. Our Memorial Day ceremony, and we have a few speeches that are going to be made. All of them relatively short, so we won't bore anybody terribly, I hope.
So hopefully you get a chance to get out tomorrow and honor those who have given everything in service of this country. Joe, thank you so much for coming in today. I know it's a busy weekend. Again, congratulations on the new addition to the family.
It's an honor. I appreciate you asking me in.
Yeah, and glad to have you here, and I hope everybody has a safe Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this week's In the Know. The program returns next week at this time with another great conversation with someone from your community.